This Christmas season, you can help deliver hope and joy to families across America. When you give to Focus on the Family, you help save Christian marriages, spiritually equip parents, help women feel equipped and supported to choose life, and serve kids in foster care. And right now, your dollars go twice as far. Every gift between now and December 31st will be matched dollar for dollar up to $1 million. $60 can help bring biblical tools and practical support to families who desperately need it. Give now and double your impact at focusonthefamily.com/hope and joy. Help deliver hope and joy today.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
This Christmas, the widow of a beloved Santa receives a gift that reminds her she's not alone. Written by Michaela Gordani, read by Julie Provost. The Secret Santa has a very special surprise for a certain Mrs. Claus in Eastern Idaho. First grade teacher Sherri Empey, a widow of Santa, received a gift that blew her away. She couldn't have been more surprised to be handed $10,000 this holiday season. The local Secret Santa is on a mission to give out $1 million this Christmas, and Sherri was one of the first on his nice list. Mrs. Empey is known for being one of the best and most devoted teachers around and for being Mrs. Claus every Christmas, even while she took extended time off to care for her husband, Craig. Through his cancer treatments this year, she continued preparing lesson plans and staying connected with her students. She and Craig lost their son in April, and then on Halloween Day, Sherri lost Craig. Each year for 23 years, the couple would shine as Santa and Mrs. Claus, opening their home and sleigh for photos and attending community events. Many in their community say Craig embodied the real Santa through his kindness and cheerful countenance. He started playing Santa when he was only in his 20s, said Sherri. Christmas was a big deal to us because that's what happens when you're married to Santa. We loved it when people came to our house for pictures, and we went everywhere, to people's homes and churches and schools to be Santa, and it was just a big deal, Sherri said. The elves of East Idaho News gave Sherri a surprise at her school recently. When the gym was filled with the school staff and kids, one elf called Sherri to the front and asked the room to show how much they loved her by making some noise. Everyone in the gym clapped, stomped their feet, and whooped and hollered. Then an elf handed Sherri a $10,000 check from a local Secret Santa, which brought tears to her eyes. "Thank you," she said, sniffling. "All this is to pay forward." Hopefully this act of kindness shows Sherri that she isn't alone and is very much loved and supported by her community during this difficult time.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while paying for overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is an alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to health insurance with a biblical solution. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
You know, the Bible tells us, "I will bless those who bless you." That's not just a nice sentiment, it's biblical prophecy. And it's a commandment from God, it's a calling, and right now we're called to act. The teachings of the New Testament are deeply intertwined with the Hebrew Scriptures. As Christians, we are called to honor and respect this shared heritage. The Apostle Paul reminds us in Romans 11:18, "Do not consider yourself to be superior to those other branches. If you do, consider this. You do not support the root, but the root supports you." Supporting the people of Israel is more than a belief. It's a biblical mandate. By partnering with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, IFCJ, we can live out this calling together. Just as the fellowship blesses God's children, we know that you will be blessed too. Learn more about the fellowship and how you can live out your faith, bless Israel, and be blessed in return. Visit ifcj.org today. Again, that's ifcj.org. Be the blessing, live the word, answer the call.
Texas woman finds her wedding ring after thinking everything was lost in a fire. Written by Heather Riegelman, read by Julie Provost. A Texas woman finds her wedding ring after she thought it was lost in a fire. This miracle is what we like to call a God wink. A reminder, He is and still watching over this family. Even after the flames died down, all that was left was ash. For Nicole Eaton of East Texas, October 10th was the day everything she loved seemed to vanish in the smoke. Her home, her family's memories, even her wedding ring that had graced her hand for 22 years. After the fire is over and you come back and see this, it's hard because you've lost everything, she said. We had a board that measured our children's height, and we traveled with it to every house we have ever lived. That's stuff you can't get back. But as she stood among the rubble, praying over what little was left, Nicole asked God for just one thing, to see her ring again. The small gold circle symbolized decades of love, promises, and faithfulness. She'd lost it in the chaos of that terrible night, and though friends had offered to help, she thought it was gone forever. A family friend contacted the Wood County Metal Detecting Club to assist in the search. The team hadn't yet made it out to the site when she returned one afternoon to look through the ashes herself. That's when the unthinkable happened. Right here on the sink counter, in just a pile of ash, there was my ring, Nicole said. Sitting there, and I'm like, there's no way. At first she thought someone must have found it and placed it there, but when she called the metal detecting group, they hadn't been out to the property yet. She checked that same spot several times before, nothing. But this time, there it was, gleaming through the soot like a whisper from heaven. How is this possible, she says in disbelief. It's literally a miracle. We've asked everyone we know, and no one has been out here. In that moment, Nicole knew it wasn't a coincidence. It was a God wink, a divine reminder that even in loss, God sees. God restores, God is still working in the ashes. Just to come one day and for it to be right there, she said softly. It's just unexplainable. That was a God wink. Now every time Nicole looks at her ring, she feels renewed strength to keep moving forward. Friends and family have rallied around her, donating clothes, helping rebuild, and reminding her she's not alone. Every time I look at it, she says, I'm like, okay, we're going to come out of this even better than before. Because sometimes God's miracles don't arrive in lightning bolts or parted seas. Sometimes they glimmer quietly in a pile of ash. Just enough light to remind us that nothing is truly lost in his hands. Isaiah 61:3, he will give a crown of beauty for ashes, a joyous blessing instead of mourning.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because helping you put your faith into action is at the heart of what we do. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.